In this video, I will show you how to avoid alerts if you intend to work on your infrastructure. Say that you want to install patches on all Linux servers. We will use maintenance periods for that purpose. You might be tempted to just disable the hosts you're working on to avoid getting alerts. The problem with that approach is that you are not recording items during that time. The smarter way to handle this is to define a maintenance period. Let me show you how to do that correctly. Go to Configuration, Maintenance, and let's create a new maintenance period. As a name, I will choose Installing Patches on all Linux servers, because that is the task I intend to do. Entering something human-friendly into this field is important, because this is the information that is shown to your fellow administrators. The maintenance type depends on the situation. You can either use with data collection, which will continue to record item data. If you don't worry about wrong results, you best continue to collect data. If you would rather record nothing than wrong data, you can also choose without data collection. I'm leaving this untouched. Now you have to define when the maintenance window starts and ends. This is a larger window than the period that hosts will be set to maintenance. The actual period will be defined on the second tab. The active sense date and time is set to the current time. I strongly recommend that you wait at least 2 minutes before starting with the actual maintenance task. Zabbix enables or disables maintenance only once a minute, so if you're starting too early, the host may still be active and you might be triggering an alert. The active till date and time is set to 24 hours in advance. You will want to set that to the correct time. I'm using March 4th, 2349. Remember to define this window larger than the actual planned downtime. Let's switch to the second tab called Periods. This is where you define the actual maintenance period. This period should fall entirely into the start and end times you defined in the first tab. I click on New, and first I have to choose whether this is a one-time only maintenance period or a recurring daily, weekly, or monthly type. This recurrence is a very useful feature. It allows you to set hosts or host groups to maintenance every day, week, or month. Assume that you are doing a database backup every night at the same time and have to stop the database for that purpose. You can then define that period as a daily maintenance period, and Zabbix will not alert you when the database is shut down. Let's define a one-time only maintenance period. I'm using 30 minutes. I click on Add, and the period is set. Finally, in the third tab called Hosts and Groups, I define hosts and host groups of the hosts which should be set to maintenance. I'm choosing the Linux server group, adding that, and clicking on Save. So the maintenance period is now added. Go to Monitoring Triggers, and after a moment you will see an orange wrench icon telling you that this server is in maintenance. If you hover your mouse over the wrench icon, you see a description of the actual maintenance. I'm now stopping a Zabbix agent to trigger an alert. Let's see what happens. You see that the trigger found that the Zabbix agent did not respond, but no action is run. That is due to a condition on the default action. Let me show you what I mean. Go to Configuration, Actions. You see that one of the conditions reads Maintenance status not in maintenance. This condition avoids sending alerts if your server is affected by a maintenance task. That concludes this video. You have learned how to properly inform Zabbix of scheduled maintenance tasks. You saw how periods are defined properly, and you learned that the default alerting action has a special condition to avoid alerts when a host is set to maintenance.